All right, in 3, 2.
Hello, my name is Charlie Downey, and this is my co-host.
Thurs Harvey.
And?
Brandon Ware.
All right, first topic, who's going to win the World Series?
Well, most likely for me, I think it might be the Dodgers in the NL. But because of their hot streak, they've been really good because of this Cuban sensation, Yasiel Puig. And in the AL, maybe the Detroit Tigers with a little bit of Boston, the Boston Red Sox. They've been doing pretty good.
I have to agree with you on that. I believe the Dodgers have a pretty good shot at winning the World Series, especially when they're on the road, having a 15-game win streak so far. But my only thing with the Dodgers is do they depend on Yasiel Puig too much?
Oh.
And I also agree with that. I mean, I think just one man pretty much just turned their whole season around. And I just think it's great, and I think they have a good shot at it.
All right, next topic, who's going to win the NL Cy Young?
Well, maybe the NL, I think it would be Kershaw because right now he's holding hitters to lower than 200 batting average, and he has the lowest ERA in the National League. But also, what I think is pretty astounding, even though he has those numbers, he doesn't have as many wins. When the Dodgers play with Kershaw, he has a 6-10 records, 6 wins and 10 losses.
Kershaw or
Harvey? I don't know baseball, so I'm not qualified to answer that question. I'm sorry.
I agree with you. Just pretty much as you said, everything there just meshes with what I would say.
All right, next topic, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Right now, I'd have to say the Denver Broncos because of Peyton Manning being almost alone. Pretty much the Denver Broncos have been, and at least he's okay during the season before Peyton Manning came when Tebow was the quarterback. Then you have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time coming in as a free agent and taking them to the AFC Championship game against the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, I think it could be between the Broncos and the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, the way Colin Kaepernick acted last year after replacing Alex Smith when he went on the DL, Kaepernick only had 11 starts, and which one of them was the Super Bowl? Now, I think Colin Kaepernick is an astounding kid with great speed, and he can throw the ball. But I don't know if he's going to carry the 49ers to victory or if he's going to lead them to defeat.
All right, I kind of agree with you and disagree at the same time. I personally think the Broncos have a good shot. I mean, just their quarterback has so much experience, and he alone pretty much just brought the Broncos from an okay, kind of mediocre record to just great and outstanding.
And let's not forget about the defensive general for the Broncos too, Champ Bailey. He's there to lead the way for young defenders in the league.
Well,
not just for the Broncos, but throughout the league. So having two veterans on this team, I think puts the Broncos almost ahead of the game between every other pack because of those two players.
well, my name is Charlie Downey. This is
Thurs Harvey.
and
Brandon Ware.
and good night.
So,
Welcome to In Your Face, presented by SBC Nation. I'm Jacob Seuss with,
Brandon Byer.
Chinese Sacred.
and we are here today to debate sports.
first topic, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I think the Broncos. They got a great offense and defense. Peyton Manning is an incredible quarterback. That's my prediction.
I'm going to have to disagree with you there, Chandra. I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to win the Super Bowl. Matt Ryan just signed his new contract. There is nothing stopping him from taking this team to the Super Bowl. Tony Gonzalez coming back one more year. He has everything it takes.
I'm going to disagree with both of you. I mean, how can we forget about the San Francisco 49ers, the only team of us three, who actually made it to the Super Bowl last year? Colin Kaepernick coming back, a year more experienced in Jim Harbaugh's offense with already a great defense kept, and no guys left. 49ers for sure for me.
Next topic, will the Heat three-peat?
I don't think so. I think they'll falter eventually. Can't win them all, and I think someone in the West will beat them.
I'm going to have to say they will three-peat. I mean, we see all these teams, the Nets, the Rockets, these teams are trying to rebuild and be able to compete with the Heat. But the Heat have LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. You can't compete with that. Good try, though.
I'm going to disagree with you, Jacob. I agree with Chandra. I think it's so difficult to go to 4 finals and then win 3 out of those 4. It's so difficult in the NBA. Every game is just a brutal fight. I think someone eventually is going to knock them off their high pedestal that they're on right now, and I think Indiana could be that team. Watch out for them.
Next topic, who's going to win the World Series?
I think it could be the Dodgers or even the Angels, but I think someone in LA.
I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays have a young pitching staff that can get them through the playoffs. They will all be well rested. And Evan Longoria is going to lead the Rays to the World Series and with that championship.
I like your pick, but I'm going to go with someone in the National League. I think the Pittsburgh Pirates are. I love Pittsburgh. I think they have a great team with Starling Marte and Andrew McCutchen at a 1-2 in that order. You add it with Neil Walker and guys like Garrett Jones, and also that pitching staff with Jeff Locke, Francisco Liriano, Wandy Rodriguez, guys like that. And they have a great bullpen with Jason Grilli. I think Pittsburgh's one to watch out for. I would pick Rays in Pittsburgh, actually, in the World Series. So it's a great matchup there.
All right, next topic, Chris Roberts or Pete Arbogast?
I would say Pete.
I'm going to go with Pete because he's sitting right there.
Same reason. I think Pete's a legend, clearly a legend.
All right, then that gets us to our next topic. Who will win more football games this year, SC or UCLA?
I would say SC.
I'm going to say UCLA.
I'm going to agree UCLA. I just think there's too much turnover from USC's roster. Losing Barkley is going to be a tough loss for them. I think Whittick's a good quarterback, but Hundley's a little bit better.
All right, stay on college football. What should the NCAA do about Johnny Manziel and that whole autograph mess?
I think he should be suspended.
I mean, we've seen enough from him this offseason. I think we need to shut him up. At least a 1 or 2 game suspension. Put him in his place.
I go more severe. I think he's done for the year. What he's done this whole offseason, what this whole situation has compiled to, it's just ridiculous. This guy needs to be taught a lesson, shut down for the entire season. Needs to be, exactly as I said, taught his lesson, and I agree with both of you.
Okay, and that is it for In Your Face with SBC Nation. I'm Jacob Seuss.
Brandon Byer.
Chandra Sacred.
Good night.
Christopher.
All right, so you're going to
Yeah,
introduce?
2 NHL teams and all the colleges around here have teams too.
All right, game on, guys. 3, 2.
Hello, I'm Nick Aguilera alongside Daniel Levy and Jason Gareline. Welcome to In Your Face.
First topic, who's going to win the World Series?
I think, and this is a little bit bold, I think the Dodgers are poised to win a World Series. Yasiel Puig has been great this year ever since he debuted, and the Dodgers have all the pieces. When Ramirez comes back, I think everything's going to fall in place. I think the Dodgers are going to have a great year.
I disagree. I'm going to say the Pittsburgh Pirates, great pitching in Jeff Locke, A.J. Burnett starting to pick it up, Charlie Morton, also having great hitting in Andrew McCutchen, Starling Marte, Pedro Alvarez, and they're going to be great when Jason Grilli gets back.
Last year, I made myself look a fool on this show by saying the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. But this time, I think they will. Last night, they showed their prowess by playing their full bench and still winning the game, 13-4. Pitching gets good. Hanley comes back. Matt Kemp comes back. Brian Wilson in the bullpen. You're looking at 2013 Dodgers championship.
Next topic, NFL. Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl, and this is, not as controversial as the Dodgers. The Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos are going to take the Super Bowl over the Seattle Seahawks. Peyton Manning needs at least another ring before he retires. He is better than his brother. He needs to prove that with more rings.
I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. Great quarterback in Colin Kaepernick. great all around. I think Colin Kaepernick can carry that team on his shoulders, bring them all the way to the Super Bowl, beat the Seattle Seahawks before they take on Denver in the Super Bowl.
I'm agree with Nick. I've been saying this for a while now. The 49ers are under a 2-year plan right now, getting Kaepernick. They lost the Super Bowl last year. They're determined now to win the Super Bowl, and they're going to probably beat the Denver Broncos when they meet in the Super Bowl.
All right, next topic, Jets camp, Smith or Sanchez?
I think you've got to go with Sanchez, not because he's the better quarterback. I think you've got to go with experience here. I think Sanchez is. I think it's the better of two evils here. I don't really think that there is one starting quarterback.
It's going to be a close contest, but I'm going to say Geno Smith comes out on top. I just don't think Mark Sanchez is a quality starter in the NFL. He's good, but not too good. I think that it will be Geno Smith, even though they say he's unfit for it. I think it's going to be Geno Smith by the end.
The fans have been calling out Sanchez. If the Jets want to appease their fan base, they're going to start Smith.
All right, next topic, NBA. Will the Heat three-peat?
The Heat will not three-peat. I can't see it happening. I cannot imagine a world where the Heat have 3 consecutive NBA championships. I think you've got to look out for the Thunder this year.
I'm gonna say no. Just think about it. It's hard to even make one finals, and they've made 3 in a row. I don't think they're gonna three-peat. I think it's gonna be someone like the Indiana Pacers that will take the championship this year.
I disagree with you guys. The Heat always have the talent. They've brought in Greg Oden. If he stays healthy, he could be dangerous. And, well, a lot of these teams, even though they've built up their rosters, the Heat still have the experience and the drive to win a third one.
All right, last question. Who's going to go deeper in the playoffs, Lakers or Clippers?
Clippers, definitely. I don't even think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. The Clippers have all the pieces to even make to even make the conference finals. I think Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, it's all going to come together. I think they're both going to have career years. I think it's going to be a beautiful thing for Clippers fans.
I'm going with the Clippers too. They're just too good. Lakers, not as great as they were before. Clippers, I think DeAndre Jordan's going to have a breakout season. Blake Griffin and Chris Paul are going to be great as always, and I think that they'll make it maybe to the finals, but I don't know about the finals.
This is obvious right here. But the Clippers, I mean, the Lakers aren't even going to make the playoffs. Laker fans are so optimistic saying they're going to make the 5th seed. They don't have the talent. They don't have the drive. Unless Kobe comes back and somehow scores 50 points per game, the Clippers are obviously going to make it farther into the playoffs.
And that's going to do it here for In Your Face. For Jason Gareline and Daniel Levy, I'm Nick Aguilera. Good night.
In 3, 2.
Hello and welcome to In Your Face, presented by SBC Nation. I'm Noah Friedman along with Elliot Taylor and Carl Mogline. We're going to go straight to our moderator, Jake Downey.
First topic, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I think it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers. They've been there last year, got a little bit unlucky, and the year before that, they got to the NFC Championship game. So each year they're getting a little bit further, and I think this year is the year they finally get over the hump and bring another Super Bowl to San Francisco.
I'm going to politely disagree with you. I'm also going to say an NFC team wins it. I'm going to say that the Atlanta Falcons win the Super Bowl. Matt Ryan just signed a huge contract. He has a lot to prove, and it is Tony Gonzalez's final year. That defense is only going to get better under head coach Mike Smith.
I think the 49ers will win as well as Elliott does because they are the best team in the NFL. They have an outstanding defense, and Colin Kaepernick gives them an elite quarterback on that team. He is a dual threat, and he is a great, great player.
Jets camp, Smith or Sanchez?
Pick your poison, to be honest. Both are not going to have very stellar years, although I think everyone's going to be a lot more satisfied if Geno Smith does get the starting role, because we've just seen the butt fumble for, I believe it's 35 weeks in a row on SportsCenter's Not Top 10. I think every single time a Jets fan sees that, it just kind of makes their heart sink a little bit and question why Rex Ryan continues to play him.
This is year 5 with Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez. Rex Ryan drafted Mark Sanchez. If you want my opinion, I think the Jets should just turn over a new leaf and go with Geno Smith. But my guess is they're going to go with the USC alumni and Mark Sanchez.
I think that Rex Ryan needs to go and Geno Smith will be the starter. Geno Smith is not going to lead this team to a playoff berth this year, but he has the ability. He's a strong quarterback. You saw what he did at West Virginia, leading that team in the first half of the season, and then, of course, falling apart a little bit in the second.
I also wanted to add one more thing. It's just kind of amazing how quickly people have turned on Mark Sanchez. It's not too long ago that he took the Jets to 2 back-to-back AFC championship games, and now all of a sudden he's become kind of the laughingstock of the NFL.
But was he really that good, or was it the run game that was giving them those championship spots?
I feel like even though it might have been the run game, you do have to have a decent quarterback to get that far.
Next topic, Patriots camp. Should they have let Welker go?
That's a tough question. I feel like Welker has kind of been on the fence for the past few years, and eventually I don't think that the money he's earning in Denver is quite worth his value. I think he was an outstanding outstanding wide receiver, but I believe he's not even 6 feet tall, so it's kind of questionable to give someone such a big contract that can't really jump that high, and he's more of like a slot receiver, I feel like.
Welker's in his mid-30s. He was offered a 2-year, $10 million contract by the Patriots. He ended up leaving for more money, $2 million more a year in Denver. I think that the Patriots should have let him go because they can start over with Danny Amendola.
I completely disagree. I think what Peyton Manning and Wes Welker can do together is going to be absolutely outstanding. This is one of the reasons that Denver is going to be a very good team this year, and just adding more weapons on offense. Wes Welker will fit seamlessly into this offense in the slot position.
It's not every day that you get to go from Tom Brady to Peyton Manning, and that's what Wes Welker did. He was really smart to take more money, and it's just easy.
I feel like he's going to have a little bit of frustration because Manning does have so many targets with Demaryius Thomas, Jacob Tamme, and Eric Decker that he's probably not going to get the number of catches that he's used to in one game.
All right, one sentence from each of you. Who's going to win the World Series?
The Los Angeles Dodgers because of their pitching staff.
The Tampa Bay Rays because of their pitching staff.
The Pittsburgh Pirates because of Andrew McCutchen.
Same thing. Will the Heat three-peat?
I think they will. There's just not enough talent. People say Oklahoma City will, but with the loss of James Harden, they're not quite as...
The road goes through Miami. It will be a tough road. Indiana is going to be a tough out once again, but Miami definitely three-peats. They beat the Los Angeles Clippers in 7 games.
I just think with LeBron and D. Wade and Bosh, it's going to be very, very hard to beat this team.
Last question. Who has a better season this year, Clippers or Lakers?
Clippers, without a doubt. The Clippers just got, not only they have re-signed one of the best point guards in the league, they also got one of the best coaches in the league.
The acquisition of Doc Rivers, the re-signing of Chris Paul, the acquisitions of J.J. Redick and Jared Dudley, the signing of Darren Collison. There's so many more signings that the Clippers could have possibly had. The Clippers will definitely have a better season than the Lakers.
I don't even know if this is a question. I mean, this is crazy. The Clippers are no doubt going to have a better season than the Lakers. The Lakers are just falling apart, and the Clippers are going to have a great, great season.
Thank you for tuning in to In Your Face. For Carl Mogline and Elliot Taylor, my name is Noah Friedman, signing off. Good night.
3.
Hi, I'm Donovan Fernandez, here with Louis Schmidt and Nikki Armitage, and this is ESPN's In Your Face.
First topic, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
The Steelers, and it's because, it's the Cincinnati Bengals, because they're my favorite team, the Steelers. Their former player, James Harrison, signed with them, and I think it's going to be a big deal.
I think that it's going to be very close this year, but I think the Patriots, although they have lost Wes Welker, I believe they still have a good shot, mainly because of one man, Tom Brady. I believe he's a phenomenal quarterback, and I think that he's looking to prove that he can do well even without a top receiver like Wes Welker.
I'm going to be different here. I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. I think that Russell Wilson is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in this league, and he did very well in his rookie season last year, and I think he can only go up from here. And Seattle's defense is outstanding. Their fan base is amazing, and I think that they're very underrated, and I think they're just going to slip underneath teams' radars, and I think they're going to go all the way.
Next topic, one sentence. John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh.
I think Jim, wasn't he the guy that won the Super Bowl? He just seemed more experienced, and he still has a lot of good stuff in him.
I think I'm going to go with John Harbaugh because the 49ers, they're obviously, they still have Colin Kaepernick. I think he's a great quarterback. He's definitely got a lot to prove, especially I know he wants to go back to the Super Bowl.
I'm going to go with John Harbaugh, too, because he expresses himself well to his team. His team understands him, and he's very energetic, and I think he brings a lot of energy to the table, as
Jim, I don't think he really does that. I think Jim is a very good coach, but I think John is as good and he has very good energy.
Jets camp, one sentence, Smith or Sanchez?
Sanchez, I'm even though I'm not a Jets fan, I like Sanchez better. He's young and he still has a lot of talent and he's really good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with that. Sanchez is younger. He did very well with the Trojans at USC, and he did have a couple good seasons in the NFL. He's just not been doing well of late.
Sanchez for me too, because he brought them to a couple AFC championship games and had some impressive victories.
Baseball, who's going to win the Fall Classic?
The Pittsburgh Pirates by far.
I think I'm going to have to say the Los Angeles Dodgers because in most playoffs, no matter what sport it is, the only thing that really matters is who's hot and who's not. That was clearly shown in 2012 when the Los Angeles Kings won the Stanley Cup, and I think the Dodgers are really hot right now.
I'm also going to go with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think Andrew McCutchen brings a lot to the table there, and they have a really great pitching staff. And I think they can only go up from here. They've been a great team for the past couple of years. They just haven't done it in the playoffs. I think this is their year.
One sentence, who's the hottest team in baseball?
The Dodgers now.
Oh, Dodgers, definitely.
The Dodgers, because of Yasiel Puig and what he's done for the team and energy he's brought to the table.
One sentence, will the Heat three-peat?
Yes, I think they still have a great team, and I think they're going to do this for a couple of years.
I do not think so because it's tough enough to win 2 in a row and 3 in a row. I just don't think it's possible.
3 in a row is very hard to do. Only the best teams can do it. I think that he got a bit lucky last year, so I don't think that they're going to do it.
College football, who will win more games, SC or UCLA?
UCLA, I would have to say because we're right here on the campus right now.
I'm going to have to go with USC because I think Matt Barkley, especially returning to the team, he's been doing very well.
I'm going to have to go with UCLA because of Coach Moore. I think he's a very good coach, and I think that they're going to be a better team than USC.
For Lewis Schmidt and Nikki Armitage, I'm Donovan Fernandez. Thank you for watching.
Have fun mostly. Be good.
All right, in 3, 2.
For sports broadcast, start over. What are we?
In your face.
In your
Oh,
face.
crap. Here, just start over. That's my fault. Here within your face, I'm Andrew Bryan. This is Chris Masita, and this is KJ Hoover.
First topic, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I say the Atlanta Falcons because Matt Ryan's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and they just got TG back, and they got Steven Jackson, so now they have a decent running game, so they can win it.
You know, as much as I'm inclined to go with the San Francisco 49ers, I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. And that's because they have a great team, great young quarterback with more drive than some of the vets in the league. And then 2, if they get home field advantage, for God's sakes, these guys caused an earthquake on Marshawn Lynch's 67-yard run. So you can't beat that.
I'd have to say the Denver Broncos because of the addition of Wes Welker to their already amazing receiving core. And they have great running backs and great receivers. And to top it all off, they have Peyton Manning, arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history.
Jets camp, one sentence, Smith or Sanchez?
Smith, because Sanchez, oh my God, that butt fumble is just horrible. Jets fans will always remember that. So let's get a new start in there with Geno Smith.
I'm going with Sanchez for one more year because he did lead them to the AFC Championship twice. And as bad as he was last season, I still think he can build with new receivers.
Smith, because of the fact that, yes, he has led them to the playoff game, but so has Tony Romo. And Tony Romo is no good, along with Mark Sanchez.
Next topic, should the Patriots have let Welker go?
Yes, they should have. I mean, yeah, he got most of their touchdowns and receiving yards, but he took more money to be with Denver, and I honestly think Peyton Manning's a better quarterback. So, yes, they should have let him go.
I don't think they even had a choice because yesterday Welker said that he doesn't like Bill Belichick's coaching style and that it was difficult to play for him. So I think he always wanted to go to Denver and have a new start.
I think they should have tried to keep him because now look at who Tom Brady's throwing to. virtually nobody. With Hernandez in prison and Gronk out for the season, possibly, who's he going to throw to? Welker and him had a special relationship, and now it's gone.
College football, one sentence. What do you think the NCAA should do with Johnny Manziel?
They should just let it see where it plays out. I mean, yeah, he won the Heisman, and he makes mistakes, but who doesn't make mistakes? Humans make mistakes all the time.
I think if you break a rule, you should automatically be penalized for that, no matter how severe it is, just because you've broken the rule, and that's what it is.
Let me just throw out a few other names. Tyrann Mathieu, Terrell Pryor, Reggie Bush. They all made mistakes. NCAA cracked down on them. Why not crack down on Manziel?
All right, still on college football. Who's going to win more games, SC or UCLA?
SC, just because I've been an SC guy ever since I was younger, so I think SC will win it.
UCLA, I love the coach. Jim Moore was great. Even in the NFL, he did have his struggles, but he did have bad teams. He's going to take this team to the next level.
UCLA, because of the fact that they are, because of the fact that they are just looking to, be better.
All right, on to baseball. Who's going to win the World Series?
I'd say the Atlanta Braves, because they're on the hottest streak right now. 13-game winning streak. That's on the road and at home. So they just got a great pitching staff and people who can hit.
Seattle Mariners, we still have hope, baby. We're coming back, and we have a great young farm system, and our bats are heating up. Raul Ibanez is on fire, so that's where I'm going.
I say the Boston Red Sox, because of the fact that they still have great hitters. They have great pitching. The pitching is just starting to come back. They still have the hitters that can produce the run support for their pitchers.
Last topic. Who's going to win, will the Heat three-peat?
Yes, they will. As long as you have LeBron James on the court, you have a chance of winning the championship. And he's arguably the best player on the planet, so yes, they will three-peat.
I agree, but I don't think next year they will. I think that there are teams that are up and coming, but they don't have a nucleus yet that has really bonded, but the Heat will three-peat this year.
The Heat will three-peat because of what he just said, that the teams like the Lakers and other teams don't have a very good center core and good starters that'll win them the championship.
For Chris Masita and KJ Hoover, I'm Andrew Bryan, and we're out.
Okay, Mr. Carolina, you're going to lead us off.
Hello, I'm Miles Walker alongside David and Chris, and welcome to In the Face.
First topic, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl this year, I got to go with the Denver Broncos. They bring back a really good wide receiver core. Of course, Peyton Manning is going to be in his second year in Denver. Not that he wasn't comfortable last year, but I think he's going to be even more comfortable with the offense this year. Despite losing Elvis Dumervil and Von Miller for the first 4 games of the season, I like their secondary. Just, Raheem Moore, let's forget about that last year. But I like Champ Bailey back there. They got Quentin Jammer from the San Diego Chargers. So I really like Denver as my Super Bowl pick.
I'm actually going to go with the Denver Broncos as well. I think they still have a great team. Even though they lost Elvis Dumervil, they still have a very great defense. And, of course, their offense is great. They have Peyton Manning. Any team that's Peyton Manning has a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. And I just think they're going to win it this year.
I like the Seahawks. Their defense is very good. Their quarterback is mentality. He's got his head screwed on straight. He's looking for one. I think he needs one. Marshawn Lynch, with the run last year, you feel like he could do it every time whenever he gets the ball.
One sentence, Jets craziness, Sanchez or Smith?
Geno Smith, I think we've seen enough of Mark Sanchez. The butt fumble, that's pretty ridiculous there. And Geno Smith for Jets quarterback.
I'm going to go with Geno Smith as well. I've been watching Mark Sanchez struggle. I've seen him have success. But, even after the 2 AFC championship games, he just can't find it again. I think it's time for a change finally in New York.
I think the Jets need a change. The butt fumble, like you guys said, is just not going to cut being in the NFL like that.
All right, next topic, Patriots camp. Should they have let Welker go?
I don't think it's all right, let me tell you something. Tom Brady, I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I'm a Broncos guy. I love Peyton Manning. I love Aaron Rodgers. I love Eli Manning. But I think Tom Brady's the best quarterback in the NFL. You put a receiver You put a human with hands out there. Tom Brady's going to throw the ball accurately to them. It's not going to hurt them as much as a lot of people think they will. It will. Danny Amendola, who they got from the St. Louis Rams, is going to be a big pickup, and he's going to get a lot of yards this year.
Wes Welker, any team that loses a receiver like him is not going to do as well, even with the QB like Tom Brady. Wes Welker just makes any QB better, and that definitely helped Tom Brady over the last couple of years. Although I don't think it's going to affect the Patriots as much, it definitely wasn't the smartest idea to let Wes Welker go.
I don't think it's going to hurt him as much, like physically, but mentally I feel that Wes Welker was a leader on that team, and him arguing with head coaches or whatnot just isn't going to help him.
All right, next topic, baseball. Who's going to win the World Series?
I got to go with the Atlanta Braves on this one. I mean, they've reeled off 13 in a row right now. They got a comfortable lead on the Washington Nationals, 14 and a half games. Who saw that coming? You know, they have an underrated pitching staff, young guys like Mike Minor, Julio Teheran, Chris Meldon, Brandon Beachy's coming off of Tommy John. They did lose Tim Hudson, their veteran leader, a couple weeks ago, but I think they're going to be just fine resting that pitching staff towards the end of September. They'll be ready to go come postseason.
I'm actually going with the St. Louis Cardinals on this one. Even though they're not as hot as maybe the Atlanta Braves or the Dodgers, they're still a great team, have probably one of the best pitch rotations in the league. You can't, Alan Craig, probably one of the best RBI guys in the entire NL. Just a great pitching staff, great hitters. I got to watch out for the Cardinals in this one.
I have to agree with Chris. The Braves are really, really good right now. On the road, that you can tell that they've played well. They're winning. At home, they're doing just as well. I feel that they could pull off the win.
All right, next topic. NBA, will the Heat three-peat?
Absolutely. I think they're not head and shoulders above everybody in the NBA. Healthy Russell Westbrook could have beaten Miami in the postseason if the Thunder would have made it to the finals last year. But I still think that Miami has a strong nucleus over there. They got the big three still. I think Dwayne Wade's going to be healthier this year. LeBron's obviously the best player on the planet. Miami's going to three-peat.
I'm actually going to disagree on this one. There's just so many other great teams in the NBA. Look at the Spurs. Look at the Thunder. Watch out for the Clippers on this one. A very good team, a new coach in Doc Rivers, a lot more experience, a lot more maturity. I don't think the Heat are going to three-peat this year, though.
I agree with Miles. I doubt they're going to three-peat. I feel someone's mentality is going to have to change on any team. The Clippers are really good. Their mentality with Doc Rivers is going 100% every time. I feel that they have a good chance.
And that's going to do it for today, folks. I'm Miles Walker, joined by David and Chris. Thank you for joining us on In the Face today.